Other people have limitations, which leads to struggles. We all struggle in this life. This is the stress. So we can help other people. We can look on the world with generous eyes. We can just see that and be able to. That's what we should be doing. Helping love your neighbor, good Samaritan. So doing these 6 habits. So a random act of kindness, I think, is the daily habit to aim for, to get you in the habit of looking at the world that way. If you're not used to looking at the world that way. So these simple: praying, reading the Gospels, fasting, reducing, saying no to time wasters, and then acts of kindness. Do those 6 habits. It helps you avoid hard-heartedness, lack of knowledge, comfort, wealth, pleasure, those things that distract you from what you're supposed to be doing. These are the things, comfort, wealth, and pleasure, are what pull you away from God, make you fragile, make your faith fragile. A lack of knowledge and hard-heartedness are what allow those things to pull you away. So passages here that I feel are focus on these points. Hosea 6:6. For I require sacrifice, mercy, not sacrifice, and acknowledgement of God, not burnt offerings. So mercy towards your fellow man. You're not handing out punishment. You're forgiving them. You're letting them. Okay, you're not perfect. I'm not perfect. And acknowledging God, just saying this is all because of God. Luke 7:47, whoever is forgiven little loves little. This was the one that kind of was the watershed for me, to soften my heart in a big way, and to see, because that is how you teach love. Somebody who's never been forgiven, in a way, has never been loved. They've had expectations heaped on them that no human can really. Everybody screws up. And if you have never been forgiven, you say, well, why not act in this way? Why not be cruel to people? Because people have been cruel to me. Or, people have hurt me and never said sorry, so why should I, And then Matthew 6:21, wherever your treasure is, there also is your heart. When you look at the real world, comfort, wealth, pleasure, what do you value in the world? What are you valuing? Because what do you spend your time, energy, and attention doing? Because that's where your heart is. Because that's your treasure is what you value. And if you're valuing comfort, wealth, and pleasure more than what God wants you to do, and loving Him and loving your neighbor and helping people, then that's where your heart is. And that's what hopefully we're trying to get myself to. Nobody's perfect. Going the other way. And then Matthew 6:22, it's when you have healthy eyes, which healthy in the footnotes in my Bible is more of like a generous, like a healthy portion of food, like a healthy generous portion of whatever. So looking on the world with healthy eyes fills you with light. And it's not an exact quote, but that's the gist. Looking on the world with healthy, generous eyes, it fills you with light, fills your body with light. Looking on the world with generous eyes, acts of kindness, doing random acts of kindness, that kind of trains that. So doing these things every day, even though you may get pulled out of habit, social pressure, just weakness. Willpower is a finite thing, and people get weak. And these things will help you stay on track, stay on the path. There's things that pull you out of the path is wide. You know, the wide gate is not the one you want to be on, the wide going through. You want to be on the narrow path, going through the narrow gate. This is what keeps you. These are the guardrails. Minimums, focusing on minimums, God's outcomes, not your outcomes, limitations, and people's struggles. Focusing, those are the guardrails that keep you on the narrow path. These habits help you get these attitudes, adopt this mindset, and just keep going that way. Hopefully that helps you become good soil. And when you do have struggles and are feeling stressed, doing these things, reading the gospel, praying, fasting, getting rid of excess stuff, not letting your schedule be filled by nonsense, doing acts of kindness for other people, those things will help you in your times of stress. Stay on the right path. Don't get lost in the valley of darkness. All right. I hope this video finds you. God bless and Merry Christmas.